Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Hasin Ahmed and you are watching Chemistry with Dr. Yousafzai YouTube channel. Today we will talk about benzoin condensation reaction. In benzoin condensation reaction, benzoin can be synthesized by reacting aromatic aldehyde with aldehyde or ketone in the presence of cyanide in catalytic amount. This is the structure of benzoin, which is alpha hydroxy ketone. So this alpha hydroxy ketone or benzoin can be synthesized by reacting aryl aldehyde with aldehyde or ketone. So what is the reaction mechanism for this reaction? Let's have a look to the reaction mechanism. So it is aldehyde. So in the first step, this cyanide will attack on carbonylic functionality of aldehyde, and as a result, the bond between carbon and oxygen or carbonylic bond will be break towards oxygen atom. So oxygen will get negative charge. So in the next step, what will happen? This oxide will abstract this hydrogen atom, so it will be converted into OH, and here it is Cn. So when this oxide abstract hydrogen atom, so the bond will be break towards this carbon atom. So on this carbon atom, it will becomes negatively charged species, and it is in resonance with this cyanide functionality. If we expand this Cn, so it will be like this. So when it is resonate with this Cn functionality, so it will goes towards this carbon atom, and as a result the bond between carbon and nitrogen will break towards nitrogen atom. So what will be the next structure for this resonating structure? Here it will becomes double bond, and here carbon double bond with nitrogen, and nitrogen becomes negatively charged species. So these two are resonating structure. So in the next step, what will happen if we talk about this? So in the next step, this nitrogen will shift its electron towards this carbon atom to reconvert it into this cyano functionality, and as a result the carbon bond between other carbon atom will break towards this carbon atom. So what will happen? This structure will be reformed, and here another carbonylic functionality. Let's suppose I represent it here with all functionality. So here another aldehyde or ketone is present. So in this case we will talk about aldehyde. So here hydrogen is present, and if it is ketone, so it will be like this one. So both of these structure can be used, or both of these compound can be used in this type of condensation reaction or benzoin condensation reaction. So when this nitrogen shifts its electron towards carbon atom, so triple bond will be formed, and the bond between carbon and carbon will break toward carbon atom, so negative charge will be appeared here, and then what will happen is negative charge will attack on the carbonylic functionality of aldehyde or ketone. So the bond between carbon and oxygen or carbonylic bond will break toward oxygen atom. So here it is OH. Let's suppose here it is Cn, and it attack on carbonylic functionality of another group, and here it is O, here it is H, and oxygen with negative charge. So what will happen in the next step? This oxide will abstract hydrogen atom from the adjacent hydroxyl group, and as a result, the bond between oxygen and hydrogen. If we talk about this OH, so it will be break towards oxygen atom. Here oxide will be formed, and Cn carbon, it is converted into OH. Here it is R and it is H. So in the next step, what will happen? It will form double bond with carbon atom. So carbonyl functionality will be regenerated with the removal of this CN functionality or cyano group. So if we talk about the final product of this reaction, so here it is the final product of condensation reaction, benzoin condensation reaction. So it is benzoin or alpha hydroxy ketone, which is known as benzoin. So such type of condensation reaction is known as benzoin condensation reaction. So here are some of the example in which this benzoin structure or alpha hydroxy ketone synthesized by following benzoin condensation reaction. Here it is aldehyde which react with another aldehyde functionality in the presence of sodium cyanide, and the reaction can be carried out in the presence of ethanol solvent. So in the first step, what will happen? One of the aldehyde it will attack a cyano group will attack on one of the aldehyde functionality, and then it will attack on another aldehyde functionality, and as a result this benzoin product will be produced, the final product. And in this step and in the second example, first it will attack on this aldehyde functionality, and then the cyclization will take place by attacking on this ketone functionality, and as a result such type of benzoin product alpha hydroxy ketone is the final product of benzoin condensation reaction. Stetter reaction, if we talk about benzoin condensation reaction and Stetter reaction, both are comparatively the same reaction, but in the first example, benzoin condensation reaction, one of the aldehyde functionality attack on another ketonic functionality, and as a result alpha hydroxy ketone is the final product. But here in case of Stetter condensation reaction, one of the functionality is aldehyde and another functionality is Michael acceptor. So don't confuse it benzoin condensation reaction and Stetter condensation reaction. In case of Stetter condensation reaction, aldehyde react with alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl functionality in this electron withdrawing group may be carbonylic functionality cyano group, another electron withdrawing group like nitro and sulfone group. So in this case, sodium cyanide is also used in the catalytic amount, just like the previous example, like benzoin condensation reaction. This sodium cyanide will first attack on this aldehyde carbonylic functionality, and as a result, when a carbanion is produced, it will then attack at this beta position of alpha beta unsaturated carbonylic functionality or such type of Michael acceptor. So what will be the reaction mechanism for such type of reaction? So let's have a look to the reaction mechanism for Stetter condensation reaction. Here it is aldehyde and in it is attack cyanide group is present in the reaction mixture. It will attack on the aldehyde functionality, and the bond will between carbon and oxygen or carbonylic functionality will break toward oxygen atoms, so it will form or converted into alkoxide ion. And in the next step, what will happen? This oxide will abstract this hydrogen atom, so it will be converted into OH, and here it is cyanide functionality, so it becomes negatively charged species. So as we already talked about this, that it is a resonating structure of this, so double bond carbon nitrogen will get negatively charged species. So this is the two resonating structure for such type of intermediate. In the next step, what will happen? And if we talk about let's this Michael acceptor is present in the reaction mixture, so this negatively charged species or carbanion will attack at this beta position of alpha beta unsaturated Michael acceptor, and the bond will be break towards this carbon atom. So this carbanion will then abstract OH proton, and as a result of alkoxide ion will be produced, and here cyano group. And now when this carbonylic functionality is regenerated, as a result this CN will be removed in the form of cyanide ion. So this is used in catalytic amount. So as a result of use in this catalytic amount, it will be regenerated. So the final product will be like this. So this is the final product of Stetter condensation reaction, and this is the overall reaction mechanism for Stetter reaction. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any type of questions, so you may ask in the comment section. Thank you so much. The Allah Paman.